My pleasure to welcome you back to the studio of Brush Radio, your number one business radio, dealing on issues that pertain to you, issues that make us happy, because we know we are affecting lives there. Your communication, your write-up back to us, your phone calls have encouraged us a lot, and I implore you to do such because we're encouraged here knowing that we are affecting lives. The topic today under Investors Education Series, it's keys to retiring happy. Key to retiring happy. I'm not sure it's a topic that you want us to discuss. I mean, those of you that are in paid employment. Some of you never even thought you will retire one day. But the truth is, retirement, as long as you are alive, is as certain as day and night. It must come. In the actual sense, as certain as life and death, it must come. So the earlier we plan for this important thing that nobody can postpone, except if you die before the retirement day, the better for all of us. So this topic is intended to encourage you, to help you to prepare for retirement. And then what are the secrets for retiring happy? Now, quickly, let me let you know that from the very first day you set foot into the very first office that you are employed into, maybe just after school, prepare for your retirement. Say to yourself, at age 30, at age 25, at age 27, I will not be in paid employment. If you say that, you have already reconditioned your mind to the fact that it could happen even earlier. I often wonder how people cry when they lose their job. It's simply because they didn't plan to. Even if it is a door that is closing for another to open, it doesn't matter to them. What is important to them is that they are in their paid employment. But you must prepare to retire. Now, I'll be addressing two kinds of people. And it's better I separate them because these two kinds of people are two different worlds and in their own two different worlds. Ones that are in paid employment and those that are self-employed. So I will take the person that is in paid employment. The person that is in paid employment who didn't have plans to become an entrepreneur, whose plan is never to own a business. Your case is straight, your case is simple. If you are in an establishment that is well structured, even if it is not very well structured, Nigerian Pension Reforms Act stipulates that if you have 5 people in your employment, you must make way, prepare for their retirement. That's the whole idea of Pensions Act. Now, if you belong to that category of paid employees, your job, like I said, your case is simple and straight. You go to work every day. At the end of the month, amongst the things that they deduct from your package, your take home, would be your pay, for sure, your pensions. If you are contributing to National Housing Fund, your NHF, and whatever other contributions. Now, my interest is not in NHF today or in pay. My interest is in pension. An amount is deducted from your salary. Your employers augment it. And then it is given to a pension administrator, pension funds administrator. And they keep it for you, not idle. They invest it in gilt-edged instruments, in all kinds of instruments as prescribed by the Pensions Reform Act. Now, let's assume that they deduct every month 10,000. At the end of the year, what you have is not 120,000. What you have is 130,000 plus the multiplier, because it's put into instruments that are interest yielding and rewarding. Now, if you save like that for 30 years of your life, of your working life, I expect that you have enough to sustain you for the rest of the life you're going to live. So your case is straight, your case is being managed by somebody and you are comfortable doing that, that's good for you. The case becomes complicated if you are doing your own business. I'm trying to address the issue of those that are self-employed. You are a petty trader. Your business is in the marketplace. You own a grocery shop. That's the kind of thing you do. You're a farmer, but you're on your own. This case is special for you. You are the person, the reason why we are treating this topic, not necessarily for the paid employee. Reason is, most of you do not plan for your retirement. Maybe your reason is, I'm not going to retire. I continue to work in this place because it's my own till I die. But there comes a time in your life when you will not be able to wake up as early, sit in the office as much, trade as much. I had elderly parents before they died. My father, I grew up knowing him as one who you will never see in the house by 5 o'clock in the morning. As early as 5, he has left for the market. But there came a time in his life that 12 o'clock is at home because he was already 80 something. And of course, even if you continue to struggle at that rate, we'll tell him, no, slow down. We want you to live a little longer. So what I'm saying is that there is a time in your life when this energy will wane, when this energy will not be there as it is today, including your thinking faculty. It will wane. You will even forget your wife's name. Very sad. But that is life for you. What would life be when you are no longer earning is the issue we are trying to address now. And we are addressing the issue of those who are self-employed. That's the language we use. Now, let me let you know one sad truth. Sad in the sense that it has to be. It may not be now, but it surely will be tomorrow. My parents invested in me, took me through education, and I didn't disappoint. I put my mother-in-law in a pension scheme. That's to say, every month as I pay my staff, I paid her. And I supplied to my parents. My father died first. My mother died next. As long as he lied within me, I was supplying them whatever they needed within the power I have. But I want you to know, sadly, that it may not continue this way too long. The extended family system is giving way to nuclear families. The nuclear families see the man, the wife, and the immediate children as their member. Grandparents are not there. Sometimes parents are not there. If you want to know exactly what I'm saying, go to America, go to Europe, and see that the children you took time to train, living on their own now, care little or nothing about you. You don't blame them. That is the way the world has become. So nuclear families are taking place of extended family. It was extended family that catered for these extended needs. So while you are training those children, please put down something for a time that you can no longer earn. That's the pension thing I'm talking about. You may not contribute it like contributory pension scheme. You need to have landed property. You need to have houses. You need to have investments in shares, bonds, such that you can easily call it and use it for your own good. Now, you must do it religiously also. Don't say, when I have, I save. No. As you pay yourself, please put off something into an investment instrument. We have been teaching this in Broad Street Radio. We continue to teach it because that's the way the world is going. I'm talking to you because you're a Nigerian. I won't be talking to an European this way because Europeans already are facing it squarely. Let me tell you a story. I visited old people's home in Yaba many years ago. Yaba is in Lagos, Nigeria. And I saw a pretty old woman in her 80s. Even in that age, she was still very attractive elderly mama. And I went to her and said, "Mommy, how are you?" She said she's fine. And when she spoke Queen's English. I got attracted the more, began to interview her. She told me she is here because the the son took her to that place. And I said, your son? He said, yes. It sounded like an abomination. Our mothers usually stay with us. We accommodate them. I have come to understand that it's easier for women to accommodate their mothers than daughter-in-laws accommodating their mother-in-law. If you have a wife who took care of your mother, she is one in a few amongst them now. But that's not the issue for today. The issue for today is, please put down something, knowing that there will come a time in your life when this money will not be coming the way it's coming, when this energy that you have, that is bubbling, that is making you look for business here and there, will not be there. When you want to wake up and your body says you are weak, rest. That time, what would life be with you if you were not into paid employment? Even if you were into paid employment, the money they pay in retirement is usually not big enough to lead a normal life, the type you were living before. But if you were able to build a house that you're not paying rent, if you're able to put down some cash, such that even if your grandson or granddaughter is sent to be with you, you'll be able to pick up the school bill. It will not be fine that they sent your granddaughter to you to stay with you because you are no longer strong, and you are still telling them to pay the school fees of that little child who was sent to be with the grandfather or grandmother. The right thing to do is to be able to pick up that bill. And if you didn't put down money for a period like this, I'm afraid you will disappoint, and you will not live a happy life towards the end of your life. Remember, the topic is very simple. Keys to retiring happy. If you didn't put down anything in the days you were working, you will find it difficult to retire happy. Now, I want to address the next segment of these same people. That segment is the men, not like the women. In Africa, in Igbo land, in short, it has become a common knowledge to talk about Omugo. Omugo is a system where grandmoms go to Europe, go to big towns to help take care of their grandchildren. Now, an elderly man in his 70s, 80s, when he needed companion most, there is need by the family. Your son calls you and says, my wife have just delivered. Oh, praise the Lord, everybody is happy. She says, you know, both of us are working class people. Can you please send mama to come and help take care of the grandchild? You will not say no. Mama will go to New York. Mama will go to Canada. Mama will go to England, where the children have migrated to, and leave Papa at home. Papa stays home and he's alone. Maybe as soon as they were trying to bring up that one, they will say, we still cannot manage to leave her. Would you please give her another 6 months? Before you know it, she takes in again. And before you know it, another baby is born. You have lost your wife. What do you do under such a situation? You can't do much to remedy it. But if you didn't save, you will be dependent on somebody. And if you are like me, I hate a life of dependence. No, I don't want to depend on anybody. I want to be able to call the shots. If they are going to buy rice for me, I should be able to give money from the money I kept, money I realized as rent, money I got as interest, money I got as pension I have planned for myself, so that life will not be dependent. It is very sad to be dependent, particularly in certain age in life. Now, I talk to you, if you want to be wise, put down something. Now that you are strong, now that you are earning, such that when you are no longer earning, you wouldn't be dependent on anybody. That's the key to retiring happy. And that is where I want to rest this matter today. We will bring you other segments of the same story next. But please, a word is enough for the wise. Thank you for listening. Keep tuning on to Broadstroke Radio, your #1 business radio, for such wonderful presentations as this. Thank you very much.